with that, we're going straight to our next session. Our next speaker, Aleksandra Babic, is the Vice President, B2B and Product Marketing for Europe at Mastercard. And she has a rich experience with 12 plus years at Mastercard in marketing and communication across Europe, Middle East, Africa. And prior to that, in various leadership positions across Philip Morris, GM, and A1 Telco. And I think our talk will offer very important insights in how to build together towards tomorrow and how you can digitalize your business. Please all give a warm welcome to Aleksandra Babic.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today and having this opportunity to talk about digitizing your business. More specifically, as the world around us is changing, the focus shifts on certain segments. And this specific segment I will talk about more today is micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. They are kind of a fabric of every economy and large and hugely important segment. So the role that Mastercard has in this space, it's highly important as well. Let us get started with kind of setting the scene of why Mastercard and who we are to start with. Despite the common perception that we are a card company, over the 50 plus years that we are in business, both globally and in Europe, we have evolved to become so much more. We are operating as a technology company in the payment space, be it carded, online, mobile, account to account, payments done by consumers or payments done by the businesses. We also offer a range of services, be it from cybersecurity, loyalty, or advisory services. And with this, it's kind of a breadth of the offering that we give a choice to both consumers and our partners alike to have access to safe, secure, and simple payments to start with. And our core vision is to drive a world beyond the cash. What that means is today, if we look across the globe, in pretty much every economy, the cash payments still dominate with a high double digit. Even looking at Romania, where this conference is hosted, some sources say it's 78%. So there's a lot of space to grow there. And we are doing that by consistently building strong and trusted brands. We got to the point that we are a number 10 brand by the value in the world, quite a steep jump from where we were 10 years ago at 67th position. We build our brand also around the priceless positioning, and that one brings actually what values most to the consumers and to us as people. Speaking about the brand, one of the key things that consumers demand today from us as companies and corporates is that we are ethical in the things that we do good for the world. And this is what drives their loyalty, their engagement with us, as well as doing the business with us to start with. So speaking about doing good, this is something that it's quite essential for us as a company. And we've been doing it across different pillars for a number of years. So let me just quickly walk you through some of those pillars. Digital diversity and inclusion is one critical thing which speaks about basically equal opportunities across the different segments and bringing those segments into financial inclusion to start with, lifting them out of the poverty and helping them get into the digital economy. Apologies, I jumped quickly to another slide. 5 years ago, we've made a pledge as a company that around the world will bring 500 million people into such digital economy. And we've reached that goal with help of our partners. So today we made another pledge that by 2025, we'll make that number 1 billion people around the world. The other big pillar is sustainability, and sustainability in a bit broader sense than just the environment, although environment is still an essential part of it. So when we talk about sustainability, it's a social impact on the society and communities. It's about the ethical behaviors for us as companies and brands. It's about how we treat our employees as well, and of course the environment. So speaking about the environment as a next purpose pillar, it's about making the better tomorrow for our children, for the future, and doing that together with our partners and embracing the consumers through the education, through the awareness raising, and as well the calculated actions. So one of the actions that we've kind of taken is forming the Priceless Planet Coalition. Last year, we launched it with the intention to plant 100 million trees in course of next 5 years. So one of the big commitments on top of the others we have when it comes to the purpose. And then last but not least important purpose pillar, and the one that I'm going to talk about a little bit more today, is about small and medium businesses. So when we talk about the small and medium businesses, just to set the scene, there is actually 3 subsegments. The micro ones, which are up to 10 employees and up to 2 million euros annual revenues. Then the other subsegment would be the small businesses between 10 and 50 employees with up to 10 million euros annual revenue. And then the last medium-sized businesses, which is between 51 to 150 employees and up to 50 million annual revenues. And no matter how we slice and dice them, this is an important and large segment. So globally, the numbers and the data points that we see speak about it. It's a huge, huge community, and it's a huge contributor to the employment, with 2/3 of all of the workforce being employed in this segment, and as well up to or around to 50% of all of the contribution to the economies around the world. And Europe is not much different. It's if anything, just more heightened in certain segments. So if we look all of the businesses across Europe, we see that there are 99% of them we would qualify as small businesses. They contribute even more than on the global average to the GDPs of the economies, and they do employ 2/3 of all of the people around the world. Well, it's worth mentioning there as well. There is one data point which is not one to be proud of, and that is that only 1/3 of all small businesses are owned by women. In Romania, even fewer than that, 29%. So we see a lot of space in driving the diversity and inclusion of women-owned businesses in its own as a subsegment there. And despite all of those flashy and important and big numbers, what our small businesses are telling us through the researches and conversations we're having with them, 9 out of 10 of them would say that they do not feel they're having adequate services from their banks and financial providers. 8 out of 10 of them would use their personal card or payment products for the purpose of the business they are running. And almost 7 of them out of 10 would be willing to change the bank if someone else would provide them with much better services that are meeting their needs. So there is a gap to be addressed, and that gap just kind of heightened or got more deep with the challenges that COVID brought to us. So since last year, there's increased pressure, more challenges, and different needs that small businesses are facing with. So to mention just a few, it's needless to say how disruptive last year was. A lot of small businesses had to close their stores. They didn't have sufficient funds to keep afloat or to manage their liquidity. They haven't had sales to keep their heads above the water, so to speak. And they had to very quickly adapt to the ways how to digitize their services and their product offerings for the market. What is happening now with economies going out of the or getting into the recovery is the challenges continue. Consumers' expectations and habits have changed. They have moved more to the kind of cashless behaviors, more online, more digital, and there's no way back with that. So if we look at what the main needs of small businesses were pre-pandemic, they kind of stayed the same. They just got much more acute, and those needs were how to manage efficiently and successfully their payments, be it receiving or giving payments, how to manage their cash flow, how to have liquidity to keep their operations going. And last but not least important was about how to grow their business and how to adapt to the new technologies that are coming into force. So it's just deepened altogether. And what we at Mastercard feel really strongly about is that our mission or our purpose is also empowering every business, no matter how small or big they would be. And by empowering every business, the role we play, we believe that we can bring things above and beyond just the carded payments, that we can bring the services, benefits, offering, and that we do have understanding and insights about this segment, helping us to do the things or bring together things that are relevant for them. We also have the agility and innovativeness in our culture to quickly react and forge certain things, including forging the partnerships. And that's extremely important. Through the power of partnerships with financial institutions, with merchants, with fintechs, with different organizations, including media, non-for-profit ones, that can help us reach out to a small business segment, we found that this can be a very powerful way to go forward. So one of the commitments that we have made, like we made for the inclusion, for the planet, we also made a commitment that in the next 5 years, we will channel $250 million around the world into the small and medium businesses segment through different means, be it financial, be it technology, product, or insights type of assets that can help small businesses and their workers to not just to survive in the environment, but also to thrive and grow and accelerate from where they are to where they want to go. So that is a big commitment we actually are delivering against already since last year, together with many partners that I've mentioned. And looking how we do that, looking how we do that is through, again, those three pillars that are critical. And those three pillars that are addressing the key needs that small businesses have. So one of the key needs is how can they manage payments in a seamless, easy way? And that goes both how can they receive the payments from their customers and how can they pay their suppliers equally. The other pillar, which is really important, is about how can they manage their cash flow. So what are the tools that can help them get more efficiencies? How can they get access to the capital as well that they so much need to run their business? And then the third one is about growing and embracing the technologies and going digital to be able to reach the new customers and expand. So our offering is actually built around those three pillars, and it's consisting of a range of products and services, as well as the partnerships that we kind of bring together. And just as a snapshot, I'm not going to go through every single detail of what we do, but as a snapshot for each of those pillars, so pay and get paid is pretty much about the products and services starting from payment products, be it physical cards or the virtual ones that are specially tailored for the small businesses, like commercial cards with benefits attached, including some of the things that we are, I would say, almost mandating. The cards that need to be contactless, that need to have zero liability to protect the small businesses from anything unauthorized, as well as to have a biometric authentication to be bulletproof for the future. The other set of things is around, it's around the benefits that range from pretty much anything, cashback, discounts, etc., that can help get the savings for small businesses. Then there is a range of things that help with what we call acceptance. So accepting the payments in physical world or doing so in online world. So working with our partners, financial institutions and specialized fintechs who can drive and scale and tap into that segment much more quickly with simple and much lower cost solutions due to the technology today, so that the acceptance can actually take place. And then last but not least important, it's also how they can digitize. So tools we can bring about that can help digitize the invoicing system for the small businesses. Moving ahead to getting the capital, this is one pillar that is usually very much tailored locally because it needs to be locally relevant with a locally relevant partner, understanding maybe more nuances of what really resonates and what helps local SMEs kind of thrive. And the bulk of the things that can fall into this is installment type of payments, so that they can use their cards for payments that can be broken down in the number of smaller chunks instead of one big lump sum, which helps small businesses manage their liquidity to start with. Then the other one is around the solutions that help their trade, be it domestic or especially the cross-border trade flows. If they have a business that has a need for the cross-border payments, this is really an important aspect that through the partnerships, such as with a company called Octet, a fintech, we can bring about. And then last but not least important is about the power of insights and data, and how those insights can help businesses build their strategies for the future. How can they help them better understand their customers, and with that build stronger foundations for the tomorrow. The last pillar is actually a quite diverse one, and it's a mix of our very own solutions that we developed in-house and the solutions that came about through our partnerships. And it speaks about two pillars or sub-pillars. One would be about different tools and partnerships and assets that can help digitizing business. So that's anything from education, CRM understanding, even marketing tools that can help small businesses. And the other one is about how to stay safe and secure, or how to protect the things they do in increasingly complex cybersecurity environment. So bringing the tools that in the background actually make sure that the threats are mitigated, the identity is confirmed of those who small businesses partner with. So to conclude, our focus on small businesses will continue simply because we strongly believe and trust this is the right thing to do for both small businesses, for consumers, and for companies like us alike. What I would like to finish with is sharing with you a video that kind of brings to life some of the things that I talked about, and also some testimonials of small businesses that did get access and got exposed to some of our solutions. So with that, I would kindly ask for the video to be played.
Empowering dreamers, empowering risk takers, empowering reinventors. For those who dare to run their own business, every day is an opportunity to grow, to reimagine, to rediscover. Which is why every day at Mastercard, we're leveraging our insights, our innovation, and solutions beyond card payments to help business owners of all sizes get paid, get capital, and get digital safely and securely, no matter where they do business.
The Mastercard makes it very easy for us and our customers. Using contactless technology in our store has been fantastic. And then it allows me also to use it when I go to door. They can purchase right from my app. Honestly, over the past few months, taking our business basically to our customers' doors has really allowed me to appreciate and understand our community and what their needs are.
Za duka imenisaidia kabisa kabisa. Nilikuwa nachukua na dozen. Sasa saa ile ilianza, sasa ni kwa carton. Naipenda sababu hapo ndipo tunakulanga school fees. Ni biashara yangu hiyo kubwa. Yaani hata niwe nini wholesaler.
At Mastercard, we're dedicated to empowering potential, empowering growth, empowering financial freedom, empowering digital transformation. We're dedicated to empowering every business.
With that, Aleksandra, thank you so much for your commitment to the startup community. It always means a lot when a company as powerful as Mastercard put their weight behind giving small startups and early entrepreneurs access to the powerful solutions that you've built. And I want to encourage also everybody else in the audience to go to the Q&A stage. So Aleksandra will be afterwards be available in the Q&A stage to answer your questions one-on-one. So you have to click on the left side on the sessions tab, and then you should see a Q&A with Aleksandra Babic. And I apologize if I mispronounced that name, but you should be able to go straight there. So Aleksandra will be there in the next 2-3 minutes as she's hopping on right from Zoom to this one. So Aleksandra, thank you so much for joining us today.